Howdy, y'all. I'm Mr. Holga.
And I'm Todd Puckett.
And this is
Don's Used Photo Equipment.
Right here in front of, and say it with us,
Come on.
the Great Wall of Film.
Yes.
I'm just trying to throw you off just a tiny little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Aww.
I'm having people come in. It's like somebody came in and brought a friend.
Yeah.
And said, "Do you want anything on film? This is the Great Wall. This is the Great Wall
This
of Film.
is the Great Wall of Film.
The Great Wall of Film."
Yeah.
And it's like I'm hearing customers bring it up. We need a hashtag. We need to get this thing trending. Hashtag.
Yes, please.
The Great Wall of Film.
Yeah. So if you've been to the Great Wall of Film, come in here, take a picture of it, hashtag it, the Great Wall of Film. Not just any Great Wall of Film, but the Great Wall of Film. So that way
we want to see it trending.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, if you hashtag the Great Wall of Film, we will post it to the story.
Absolutely. We'll do something.
We'll do something.
Absolutely. Yeah,
something.
yeah. Post it to a story. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just repost it. If we can. Now, not everybody's allows for posting.
But also just like take pictures with film that you bought from here and hashtag that. Yeah.
Love that too. So guys, Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy whatever. I know we've been busy.
Yes.
It's been the Christmas season with no lights behind us. However, this is the New Year's video.
Yes, yes.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.
And so we're going to be talking about our predictions or what we can see.
We're just going to be talking.
We're going to be talking what we can see into 2024.
We're going to just see what comes out.
We're just going to throw it out there and see what happens.
And run with it, or run from it, whichever one.
Subject. So we want to talk about the new and exciting things happening for 2024.
Oh, yeah, the bad stuff first. Yep.
The bad stuff. I thought you were going to talk about the good stuff first. What did you say? Silver Grain was they had good news for us, right?
They had good news for us. But
was it really good news?
Well, yeah, but it was it was only for partial things. So yeah. It was a trick play.
It was clickbait.
Clickbait.
I love clickbait.
But it worked. It worked.
Just because he clicked on it.
And I made a copy of it.
So Silver Grain said what?
Well, Kodak film prices are dropping, but it speculated that I didn't speculate. It told that it was for 120 film.
Yes.
Format.
So they kind of buried the lead a little bit. We already told you guys about the 120 price going down.
Yes. And now, it kind of appears that I thought it was just because they had such an overload, but they
had a lot of inventory.
Well, and that's still partially kind of true.
Yeah.
There's a lot in that egg basket there. I mean, there's just a lot in there. So we're just going to kind of go over some of that.
I'm shooting more 120.
But apparently you're about the only one.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe the price needs to go down a little bit because I don't care if the film is out of date. I'll shoot it anyways.
Oh, you've got some gorgeous photos from out of date film. But I mean, not like a few years, but like a decade or two.
Oh yeah, I'm still shooting the
NC 220.
The 220 NC. Yes.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I have some in my camera today right now.
Yeah.
I shot at least. So I went to 2 Christmas parties. I know I'm that kind of person.
He's always getting invited.
Family Christmas parties, and I specifically shot a full roll of Holga for both parties.
All right.
So, you know, I've got at least 2 more rolls there ready to go. I'm feeling rather proud of myself.
Yeah. But the whole thing is lomography, it's so funny because when you read across different stories, you kind of get different parts of things, like different slivers of what's going on with it. Now, lomography dropped their prices like 25, 30%. 3%.
Well, they were the tip of the spear on that one. As a matter of fact, that's what we announced that story was from lomography.
Yeah, about a third drop, price drop.
Right.
33%ish price drop, and their take on that was people aren't shooting as much 120. And that was pretty much they reduced their prices because they want to see 120 film still being supported. And I think that has helped some. And it's fun because it's interesting because that's what the whole thing came out is that it's not selling as much. So it seemed like there was a lot of backup.
Right.
And from the film that I was getting, there were some short dates on it. So a lot of film was kind of getting backed up. So I thought that was the only reason that it was dropping.
Okay.
It's because of the back stock. And then it seems like that's kind of catching up. But the prices have continued to kind of stay low or discounted.
Okay.
But at the same time, I was getting film that seemed to be above that so-called discounted price. So it was very confusing as to what's going on. But 120 seems to have dropped and stabilized. Now,
all right, great. So film prices, we're predicting film prices for 2024 are going down, right?
well, have gone down.
Have gone
Except for...
Oh, that was 2023. So now 2024 can only go down further, right?
Wrong. Wrong.
All right, rip the Band-Aid off. Tell me, Todd,
Kodak's gone up, give or take, around 10%. Now they're saying 10% increase, but it's not really like an exact 10% across the board. Some are going up a couple of percent. Some are going up close to 10%. But it's the 35mm. It's the not the 120 film.
Yeah.
So 120 has dropped. And 120, and everybody that I need to talk to is out for vacation for this week. So it's going to be after this video comes out.
Can't imagine that they're on vacation.
I don't know why.
It's like I'm on vacation.
It's like, man, this is my time to get out and work. So whenever I talk to them, I will know more if this is a basic temporary thing, or, I mean, I'll know what the 120 situation is with me, because it seemed to have been all over the map.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll have a stabilized 120 pricing, but the 35mm increasing up to 10%.
So up to 10%. Now, that's a good thing to point out. So now, Todd is saying up to 10%, but that doesn't necessarily mean 10% everywhere. The 10% was worldwide.
Well, yeah.
And when Kodak, when we had this last talk, end of winter, spring, it was a 20% worldwide, but now not everywhere got 20%. So not everywhere, like in the United States, is going to get a 10% increase.
Well, it's going to be across the U.S. that'll be uniformed, but it may not go up to 10%. It may be just like a 2, 3, 5% increase.
You might be in a country that gets the full 10%. You might be in a country that doesn't get the full 10%.
Right.
You might be in a country that gets no percent, because remember, they already raised it up too much for you.
Oh, they have indeed. So that's how that pricing is working out. It's going to be interesting, and hopefully by the time this video comes out and before the next video comes out, I will have a lot more confirmation on this information as to how it's playing out. Now, that is the first bit of Kodak news that we're going to talk about. The second thing that we're going to talk about is the Kodak chemistry is returning.
Kodak chemistry.
Now,
to remind everybody,
about this.
Sino Promises went bust.
Boom.
They went belly up. They were
kaput.
Were they making or just distributing?
It was giving the impression of both.
Okay.
But I don't think they were the sole one making.
So they were making and distributing. We're just going to say that for a point of argument here. And then, of course, they got to the point where they're saying, hey, if you want to place any orders, we need your money up front, and that's a bad sign.
Bad sign.
So now they're bust, they're gone. So, we were talking about it earlier this year, 2023, that somebody else was going to pick it up.
Well, yeah, we were thinking that it wasn't a big deal that Kodak went out. I mean, the Australian publication picked it up and talked about it.
Right.
But otherwise, it wasn't a very big deal. And the thing is that maybe everybody else kind of knew or didn't care.
Okay.
And we were hoping that a local production would pick it up, or a different country would pick it up.
Yeah, I thought I was remembering France.
France. Yeah, somebody mentioned France to me, a customer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because
Europe's still doing strong on film and chemistry. Burger's still in Europe, but not in the U.S. now, which... But
no, I was doing it for different reasons.
I know. Well, yeah. Well, mine's different.
Okay.
So now a local U.S. company, which has made or was making part or maybe all of the Kodak chemistry, or making I don't know. They were involved in this somehow.
Right.
They're taking over that part of everything. And it's official. I've seen things to where it was supposedly coming out in December. I don't know exactly when the chemicals are coming out or the chemistry's going to be hitting the U.S. market, but it is going to be happening. Now,
one of the things that we also discussed at the same time was that Kodak Alaris was up for sale.
Yes.
Mind you, we hadn't heard a single thing after that, though.
Yes,
And it was
nothing.
at the same time that Sino Promises went
A lot of things happen at one time.
But so it's like things like just silent on us. It's like not another word.
But they
about
did
that
come
thing,
out
so.
with an article in a story that said basically they are committed to making film.
Well, Kodak said that. Eastman Kodak said that. Kodak
Well,
Alaris.
I don't know.
Now,
Somebody
Eastman Kodak said they were committed to making film for at least the next 5 years.
2028.
2028, and Kodak Alaris obviously is going to keep selling it because that's what they do.
Yeah.
But however, no one ever has discussed
the
pricing of Kodak Alaris
Yeah,
and all that kind of stuff.
and so that anyway, it's all going to be settling out and flat, just kind of being more normal in 2024. So that is the good news with Kodak, and that is interesting because the news that that shocked me was that nobody really cared about the fact that Kodak was going out.
Right.
And Lomography pointed out that there seems to be a lack of enthusiasm in shooting 120 film. And this Silver Grain came out with a story and basically says, we're wondering why this isn't a big deal.
Yeah.
And that was my same reaction. There wasn't a big deal with Kodak's going away, with chemistry going away. There's not a big deal with the 120 price reduction. There seems to be an overall weird lack of excitement about film.
I know, and in the last video, you're constantly, oh, this is fun. Oh, this is fun. I mean, he's excited, okay?
Yeah.
But apparently nobody else is.
Very few. Some of my customers are. I mean, they come in and they're like,
I'm
yes.
excited, guys.
Yeah, oh, me too. And I had people come in, and whenever the Harman Phoenix 200 came out, I mean, it was weird. It was customers that were my customer base, not like tied in with other things, but they came in and they were like me. They were excited.
Yeah.
And it is exciting. So much stuff is going on.
I keep hoping that a new color film will come out and will start driving down prices.
Maybe that's
a new color film, Todd.
Yep.
If only you could get a new color film.
And I don't know if I can. I don't know. We'll just have to see. That's just
a new color film. If only.
Well, that's actually not new color film. That's an experimental film. So maybe that's.
Experimental. So it's not new. It's experimental.
It's experimental, but it's starting the dam breaking. And it really is.
The flood is happening.
Yeah, and there is actually a really good article on Silver Grains Classics about this whole price drop thing. So
if I remember, guys, I will put the link in the description below. So please go down there and check it out and click if you really want to.
Yeah, and Cosmo also had a story.
Cosmo?
Yeah.
Cosmo?
KOSM.
Oh, Cosmo. I was thinking Cosmopolitan.
No, that's Cosmopolitan.
Well, you said Cosmo.
Cosmo, K-O-S.
Cosmo Kramer?
Yeah. I didn't know he was a film photographer. But, okay, there are things, this is the other thing that's, there are things out there that are truly exciting about the.
We haven't seen each other in a few days, guys. Can you tell?
Yeah, I can. but it's one of those things to where there are things out there that are happening. Since the last video, I have had 3 different conversations with people.
Okay.
Different people.
Not
3 conversations.
You're categorizing the conversations into bulks or the boxes. 3 different kinds.
3 different
Lay
people
them on me.
had this conversation about what's going on with Nike Shoes Company.
Okay.
Well, it's just going to be shoes.
Nike,
it's just
shoes.
Nike because they do a lot of.
I'm not even wearing Nikes.
Yeah, me neither. But but not only their shoes, but just their everything. Somebody came in and told me that yes, Nike now is doing their product shots all on film, analog, all across the nation.
Right.
And that was fun and exciting. But the first conversation is that New York. Well, that's somewhere in this. I had that conversation, and then I actually had a conversation with someone about how New York and LA are becoming the hot centers for shooting commercial products or products on analog again. not just Nike, but
it should
other
be
things.
Dallas. Dallas should be the
Dallas
commercial
should
center
be
for
in
shooting
that,
on film.
but it's not. With companies going back to shooting products on film, that shows how strong this is, how strong the analog community is bouncing back, and how others notice that, you were talking about this, is just how others notice that things that are shot on film just have a better, more natural look to them than things that are shot on digital.
I mean, yeah, so, I can shoot stuff in digital, and I can get almost everything I want in the clearest, crispest, finest detail I want. But but to a certain degree, because of the stuff I've grown up with my entire life, it is like it's too sharp, and it's it's missing.
It's not your brain.
It's missing some soul to it.
Your brain is not comfortable with it.
Right.
And that's what many people have been saying. In the movie industry, Keanu Reeves did a long story about shooting with analog film in movies, and how it just changes the pace of the movie in the production, and how it interacts with the person that's watching it, because the person's eye and brain knows it's film, and they have a better connection with it. Now, we have 2 cities going to it. Now, the third person I talked to was just earlier this week. Somebody came back into Dallas visiting their family, and they said that they moved to LA so that they could do more commercial photography, or more photography of a certain thing. And they are actually doing analog shoots of Nike products that they've picked up some and shot in film. So they are doing the actual photography. So I've had 2 people come in that have actually been doing the shoot or connected with somebody who is doing the shoot. And then it's just been really interesting, and they're excited about it.
Did you get any information like on what kind of a setup are they using? Maybe what kind of are they shooting medium format?
No,
are they shooting 35?
I didn't. I think one of them was medium format, one of them was 35. So
that's not helping.
It's not. No, I know it's really not. But those are things that I really do want to know.
Oh, I do too, because as we all know, equipment is getting older for film photography. It's not getting younger, and and there's going to be a limit unless somebody starts making new stuff. Hint.
If they're shooting products on film, and it starts becoming very popular again and spreading across the country and the world, that means new cameras are going to have to be made, or somebody's going to have to really start fixing up the old ones.
A serious service industry is going to have to crop up to start fixing these cameras.
Well, one in Carolinas has popped up, and they're amassing people together to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe they heard something, or maybe they just foresaw it. But it's really interesting is what's going on, not just on the hipster level or the consumer level. It's interesting in what's now happening on the professional level, because I had a conversation with Zerb on this.
Zerb,
we love Zerb. And he was talking about how the people he follows now are shooting on medium format.
Okay.
They are shooting medium format.
Well, my Holga qualifies for a medium format.
It is. And how they're shooting C41, and he's looking at it and he's going, look at the texture of that. And I go, yes, that's what I've been saying. And they're seeing it. People are seeing it now, and they're going back to it. Not only is it C41 shot on film, they are now also doing C41 printed on paper, not inkjet.
Okay.
So it's going back to there's a movement out there of not only shooting on film, but processing in darkroom paper, not inkjet. So it's growing. It's exciting. This is stuff this is why I see an exciting, bright future in photography.
Hey, things happen.
It does. It does. And I mean, what's fun and what I'm excited about is that it is happening, but it's that LA and New York are leading the way, and Dallas is lagging behind. And
dang it, Dallas!
Darn you!
Darn it!
But I think what may be interesting and happening is that I want to throw this in here now.
Okay.
LA and New York has a strong analog processing lab base.
Okay, sure.
And
New York? I thought it was mainly the LA that had.
No, New York has a lot of people, a lot of labs and like experienced people.
Okay.
getting into it and creating a strong foundation, a darkroom community in New York, and in, as we know, it's always been in LA, but it's continuing.
Right.
And I didn't know this, but Harman Photo Labs is just connected to a darkroom that's already existed in LA. It's not as like its own separate thing, but it's a collaboration.
Okay.
And so LA and New York are strong in this. Dallas has, since 2016, when I started really pushing film, went from one lab in the Dallas area to multiple labs now.
Oh, yeah.
And in the Dallas-Fort Worth, we're up to about 9 or 10 labs now. And the latest improvement or thing that's gone on is Lone Star Darkroom, as we mentioned last time, has opened up their new facility.
Right. Yes,
And
they have.
they have a dip and dunk system, which is like the next level
Donuts?
up. Yeah.
Dip and Dunk Donuts?
That's why we're going there after this. We're going to get some donuts.
Going to the Dip and
Lone
Dunk.
Star Donuts. You know, there is a Lone Star Donut place. So there's Lone Star Donuts.
Sorry, guys. I'm just the Dip and Dunk.
Oh, yeah. Lone Star Darkroom. But so I just saw this morning, they have their January 1st, 5 to 7, come and see us, kick off the new year.
Come check out the Dip and Dunk.
The Dip and Dunk. And so they're going to have a time there.
I'm sorry, you said they're having a to-do on January 1st?
January 1st.
What date?
January 1st.
Oh, okay.
This is the date. January 1st.
What time?
5 to 7.
Okay, 5 to 7.
We have been away from each other a little too long here. We're out of sync. But yeah, so they have this whole thing going on. And my guess is that just from all the likes on it,
Yeah?
it's going to be packed.
Oh,
It's
gonna be
gonna-
good.
it's gonna
I
be
mean,
packed.
it's an evening-ish party. That
Yeah,
sounds like it could
for
be a good
over
time.
or around a year.
Yeah.
They've been sitting in Lomo. They've been sitting
Limbo.
Thank you. Words be very difficult for me. They've been sitting in limbo, and I've been acting as their sort of pick up and drop off, their
Yes.
lifeline in that regard.
He has been the
pick up and
face
drop
of
off.
Lone Star Darkroom. No wonder they have nearly died. No.
I know, and they survived it this long.
And they survived,
So-
even with Todd.
Yeah. So all those people that didn't come in here because of me, now they're going there. So it is there. That's going to be, I hope, like the start of everything in the photo lab industry in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, taking the next step up.
That would be nice. That would be
And
nice.
if when that happens, then maybe the commercial photography will probably start picking back
I mean,
up
commercial
too.
photography is going to require a really good named photographers to set
Well,
up
yeah.
the studios.
A lot of it's also going in house, and they just bring the photographers to in house. And so this 2024 could be an interesting year in what's going on in the DFW area with photo labs. So I'm excited about seeing that too, because I know that there's a few of them around that are really busy. And they're even going to get busier with new cameras and new film coming out.
That should be exciting.
And so I'm excited about that. Now, good news, except for the slight increase overall. Now, another fun thing that's going to happen in January, the 28th or 9th, a Sunday.
This is like it's upon us.
It's upon us. Yes. By the time you see this, Happy New Year.
We are set.
And but by the Sunday on the end of January, Elizabeth, who is a teacher at Collin College,
Okay.
is going to do a photo walk.
Ooh.
And the State Fair of Texas. Now it's fun because
You mean at Fair Park?
Fair Park.
Right.
Yeah, because State Fair of Texas is at the Fair Park.
The State Fair, it only exists in a certain time.
Yeah.
At
Sorry,
Fair Park,
sorry.
yes.
My bad.
Sorry.
My bad.
I was confused.
Me too.
But
But there will be a photo walk, and it'll start off at the where the butterflies are, because
Okay.
that's open year round.
right.
And then it will progress to outside to the buildings. This is a great time to go to Fair Park and take photos of buildings. You can take longer exposures and get details in buildings and in the Art Deco of it.
And there's no crowds.
There's limited, very, very limited
And there's no
crowds.
corny dogs.
No, but there are restaurants that are open year round in the Fair Park.
A few.
A few, but they're close to the Butterfly
Yes,
Place.
Dallas Fair Park is really known for its Art Deco style, which has been there since the 1930s. So yeah, it's been
36.
there, and that's probably the reason why it hasn't been bulldozed, because it's a really beautiful building.
It is, but those buildings were meant to be a temporary setup.
And they're still there.
And they are still there, which shows you about the quality of construction in the 30s. It did very well. And they've had to maintain it up, you know, because they're 100 years old. But they are doing all of that, and they are continuing to work on it. So this will be a good time to go shoot the fairgrounds and get a different perspective of it. But it's being put on and led by Elizabeth, the teacher at Collin College. And watch for information on on my social medias, and on hers we'll find out. I don't know, maybe she'll come up with a name for the group. We'll see.
Okay.
And hopefully Dallas Photo Walk will get involved with it. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, you know, that would be a good photo walk. And you said that's the end of the month?
It's the end of the, it's 28th, January 28th or 29th. It's going to start at 11 a.m. That's what we're looking at. So this is all kind of wet concrete. It's not solid concrete yet. So check with the social medias as we get through this. I just wanted to give a heads up on this thing because this is going to be fun. With all of these things that are going on, Lone Star Darkroom did a photo walk, and they had a great crowd.
Oh yeah, the Harmon
the
Harmon Photo Phoenix Photo Walk. Yes.
Walk, and they had around.
This is almost like a maraca.
And that's why our videos are 40 minutes to an hour.
No,
no, but it does sound good.
It does sound good.
Sounds like just the sound of film. It's chilling.
So
we got a good photo walk, and then there'll be another photo walk in February that's going on. I've heard about, so I don't know enough about that, but just that it's being looked into. So photo walks,
I would be willing
events,
to bet that somebody does a photo walk. I'd be willing to bet somebody does a photo walk at the Stock Show and Rodeo.
Yes.
Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo, which is mid-January.
There's going to be a lot of photo walks going on. And so I am hoping
we predict lots of photo walks.
All of these photo walks will produce hopefully more shooting, more film being shot, more film being processed, making Dallas a stronger community, analog community.
Right.
And I'm hoping that will help also build a stronger overall community. And it's going to be fun and exciting, I think. I think this is going to be really interesting for 2024. And that's something I'm looking for. So I actually did have a list of things I'm looking forward to. And, you know, it's not really cooked out, but still. We kind of talked about one thing. The Kodak chemistry return. I am excited about that.
More Kodak chemistry is always a good thing.
The Pentax camera. The
new Pentax compact camera, yes. Now,
so that's going to be fun.
You said the story was inaccurately told because we heard
4 cameras are coming out.
Well, we heard first 4 cameras, but we did hear that only 2 cameras were coming out next year. One was supposed to be a compact, and one's supposed to be the SLR.
No, both will be a compact, and then the
both
SLR.
are coming.
Yeah, it'll be the consumer
no
and then the
SLR next year at all.
Not that I'm aware of, but a consumer compact and then a pro compact.
Okay.
Now they had to have the second compact come out because I think that's the one with the lever. The lever one is the one that sets up the SLR because it's going to be the same system, the same lever system in the compact as it will be in the SLR. So one has to come out before the other.
You know, I wish I had paid closer attention, but somebody was showing me.
You were moving.
No. Somebody was. I saw somewhere online there is a digital camera that actually requires the lever to reset the shutter.
I haven't seen that one. Yeah, that would.
And it's like I had to, but mind you, it's still digital.
Yeah.
It still does not use film, but you have to essentially.
To set it up.
I hate to say cock the shutter. You have to charge the shutter for the next shot. So obviously you're not going to be putting your finger on the button and going and clicking through shots because that ain't happening.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's going to slow your pace down way much.
Yes.
This is a good thing. You don't need 500 shots of your hamburger.
Well, you don't. And so you were discussing about the Nike stuff and in the film industry that how they get better shots and things like that. It's like, well, when you're shooting on film, you have to slow down.
Time.
You have to. You know, what do they say? Measure twice, cut once.
Yeah.
You know, you have to make sure it's correct.
Why
waste film? You know, you want to get the right shot the first time. You don't want to.
And that's what I heard about this is that whenever the guy
spray and pray.
The person that was doing the Nike shooting in New York basically said, okay, they said go shoot this on film. So he went and he said, I think this is what my budget's going to be. went out, bought film, came back and says, okay, I wasn't really good on figuring out the budget. It's going to be more. And they said, fine, no problem. Boom. So yes,
budget.
The budget. So whenever
B-word.
the budget goes up like that, and then you have to be a little bit more patient with your shooting and get it right. And I looked up the person who was doing the shooting, I think, and I think that the pictures on their page are the photos they shot of Nike on film, and they look so much better and different, just on analog. So that's the year in the past is everything's coming back. The year in the future is it's going to be stronger.
Okay. So what else is on your your prediction list for next year?
Finding a new place.
Finding a new place.
Yeah, so
Todd.
that's going to be. So we're
But don't you love this place?
I do. I do. But we're just going to see what happens on that. But I'm not going to talk about that. People always say, "Do we have a new place? Do you have this?"
Yes.
Right now, the song that comes to mind is "Paint Your Wagon."
I'm sorry, I'm lost on that one.
Paint
I
Your
was
Wagon.
not in choir.
No, it's not choir. It's a movie.
I
It's good grief. It's starring
I was
Lee,
not in.
Lee Marvin.
I was not in the acting club.
It was Clint Eastwood. It was all these. It's a movie. It's Paint Your Wagon.
If you're telling me that Clint Eastwood was singing,
yes, he did.
God, I'm not watching that.
It's Paint Your Wagon, Come Along. It says, where are we going? We don't know. When will we get there? We're not certain. All we know is paint your wagon and come along. That's it. So whenever everybody asks me, when are you moving? I'm just going to say, I'm painting my wagon, and we'll see.
And he has to sing the song because nobody knows the song.
It doesn't matter. I know it, and that's all that matters. So that's the status of Don's Used Photo Equipment. Right now, we are a painted wagon. Where we're going, we don't know. When will we get there? We're not certain. But all we know is that we are on our way.
I prefer that one line in The Incredibles. We get there when we get there.
We what?
Well, the kids are in the back
Yeah,
seat.
yeah.
Dad, when we get there. And he's like, we'll get there when we get there.
When we get there, we'll get there. And then we'll tell you about it. Until then, the wagon's just rolling along. So that's about all I got to say today. Because I kind of want to get out and see the, we're going to go, we want to go and see the Lone Star Dark Room today. Because they're open right now.
Interesting. Yes.
Yeah, so
we may be leaving here. So if you see this shirt again over there.
Yes, you'll know.
You'll know that we actually got out of here.
So thank you very much for watching.
Well, hold a second.
Sorry.
He's premature ending the entire video. I was just going to say, for 2024, I am going to get the wet plate up and running at the at the shop. Yeah. And that's going to be fun and exciting
I thought you were going to say that you're getting T-shirts for Holga Week. See, you had me excited there for a second. I was just like, yeah.
Wow, he's just digging in the sore spots. I tell you what.
No. You said you're ready. Okay.
I don't even know why I talked to him. Anyways, so wet plate. Mrs. Holga she's constantly, she goes, what you need to do is start teaching a class, or you need to start having, doing things there and things like that. It's like, well, first I have to clear up all the junk.
Or have Lisa Malay come and teach a class.
Maybe she's not qualified to teach at my place. I don't know.
True.
But obviously I need to get it cleaned up first.
Yeah.
So hopefully here in the next week, I'm going to be spending more time cleaning up my own garbage mess. But my stuff, doesn't need to move. It's already been moved. I just need to,
you just need to put it in place.
I think I just need some shelves and start putting things on shelves so I can clear up the floor space. So.
You want to take some of these shelves in here? No, I mean I do have some I'm going to move. So if you're interested,
maybe.
Okay.
We'll
put a pin in that.
Put a pin in that one. All right. Yeah. So, but since he's already started the ending process, did you like the shirt here?
Yes. Yes. Teacher, Miss.
Is it Ms.?
Miss
Is it MS?
MS.
Roldan. Miss Roldan. I don't know how you lost this shirt at the Goodwill, but hey, guess who bought it for $1? All right, guys.
And it works.
We are going to end this here. So please do, as usual, share, like, subscribe, tell 2 friends. Remember, he was in choir.
So, yes,
we're out of here, guys.
Thank you for subscribing and watching.
Yeah, subscribe to this. See y'all later, guys.
Take care.
Appreciate it. I hope this SD card actually works.
I do too.
And I hate to have to do this again.
Well, I hope it doesn't have an SDT. ST.
Yeah, I'm going to cut that part out.